What if I told you that throughout history, there have been commanders so brilliant in the art of war that their enemies feared them before a single sword was drawn? Leaders who could read a battlefield like a book, predict an opponent's moves before they even made them, and turn hopeless situations into decisive victories. Today, we are stepping into the minds of the 10 conquerors with the highest battle IQ in history. Let's begin with Alexander the Great. By the age of 30, he had created one of the largest empires the world had ever seen. His genius was in combining the speed of his cavalry with the crushing power of his phalanx infantry. He studied terrain like an artist studies a canvas, finding angles and openings others missed. At Gaugamela, he faced an army twice his size yet outflanked them in a single sweeping maneuver, breaking their lines and forcing King Darius to flee. Then there was Genghis Khan, a man who rose from nothing to rule the largest contiguous empire in history. His battle IQ lay in mobility, deception, and discipline. He trained his riders to fire accurately from horseback while galloping at full speed and to retreat on purpose to lure enemies into deadly traps. Armies chasing the Mongols often didn't realize they had been surrounded until it was far too late. Napoleon Bonaparte brought a new rhythm to warfare. He believed in speed, concentrated force, and striking before the enemy could react. He broke the old rules, moving entire corps independently so that they could march separately and fight together, allowing him to outnumber his opponents at the decisive point. From Austerlitz to Jena, his campaigns are still studied in military academies around the world. Before any of them, Hannibal Barca shocked Rome itself. Leading his army, including war elephants, across the Alps was only the beginning. At the Battle of Cannae, he pulled off one of the most famous encirclements in history, allowing a smaller Carthaginian force to completely surround and annihilate a much larger Roman army. His ability to read enemy psychology was unmatched. Subutai, the greatest general of the Mongols and right hand of Genghis Khan, deserves his place here. He coordinated campaigns across thousands of kilometers, striking multiple targets in perfect sequence. At the Battle of Mohi, he used feints and engineered river crossings to crush the Hungarian forces. His genius was strategic vision on a continental scale. Khalid ibn al-Walid, known as the Sword of God, never lost a battle in his career. His mastery was in rapid movement and sudden strikes. At Yarmouk, he faced a massive Byzantine army and used feigned retreats and shifting lines to pull them into unfavorable terrain, breaking their cohesion before delivering the killing blow. His adaptability made him one of history's deadliest commanders. Belisarius, serving the Byzantine Empire, repeatedly defeated enemies with forces far smaller than theirs. He combined disciplined defensive tactics with lightning counterattacks. In the Vandalic War and the Gothic War, he proved that intelligence, patience, and deception could defeat raw numbers. He even managed to hold Rome itself against overwhelming odds. Saladin, the sultan who faced the Crusaders, was a master of patience and timing. He avoided battles when conditions were unfavorable and struck when his enemy was weakened by heat, thirst, or poor positioning. At Hattin, he trapped the Crusaders without water in the desert sun, then crushed them decisively. His blend of mercy and strength made him legendary. Scipio Africanus learned from his enemy Hannibal and then used that knowledge against him. After defeating Carthage in Spain, he invaded North Africa to force Hannibal to return home. At the Battle of Zama, Scipio used flexible formations to neutralize Hannibal's elephant and then outflanked his veteran troops. He proved that studying your enemy's mind can be the deadliest weapon. Finally, Admiral Yi Sun-sin of Korea was a genius at sea. With no formal naval training, he never lost a battle despite often being outnumbered. He designed the Turtle ship, an armored warship ahead of its time, and used clever positioning to lure Japanese fleets into ambushes. His victories at Myeongyang and Hansando are still considered masterpieces of naval warfare. What unites these 10 conquerors is not just their victories, but the way they thought. They mastered deception, speed, terrain, and psychology. They could see the shape of a battle before it happened, adapt in the moment, and turn weakness into strength. Studying them is more than looking at old wars. It is studying how the human mind can solve the most dangerous problems under the highest stakes. And if history teaches us anything, it is that brilliance on the battlefield often changes the course of the world forever. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell for more.